What's up, everybody? Sir Spookfest here. So, the other night went out on the beach. A little bit windy. Sorry about the audio. Can't really hear me some of the time. We did get another weird frequency or like weird beat coming through. It might have been from wind. It might have just been interference between me and Mike because I had a co-host. Fun live anyway. I had fun doing it. I haven't been out in a while. Didn't really catch anything. Nothing on equipment. We played the spirit box, and I think I got Michael once, and you can't even hear it because of the wind. And yeah, on a beach, but that is supposedly a haunted beach. I wanted to see if I could catch any more shadows or have a weird experience again, or have maybe the any of the equipment go off. But really fun. Thanks, Michael, for joining me. It's Mysteries Untold or his other channel. He's actually really cool. Check him out. I was going to read you a UFO story since I did go out originally looking for weird stuff in the sky. Didn't even see helicopter, didn't see planes, and not much, no weird lights. I did see one flash in the sky, but it was probably shooting star. That's just what I put it to. This story, I did a little research and just looked it up and watched a few videos, and pretty interesting case. This one's called the Wytheville UFO in Virginia, 1987. And then there's crop circle ones too in here, this Mysteries of Virginia. In October 1987, the community of Wytheville, Virginia, with a population of about 8,000, experienced large numbers of UFO sightings. Wytheville in the county of Wythe and is located in western Virginia, not West Virginia, just a few hours from here in Virginia. It's named for one of the singers of the signers of the Declaration of Independence, George Wythe. What started out as another uneventful day in Wytheville turned out to be anything but uneventful. On the morning of October 7th, 1987, WYVE radio and Action Station News director Danny Gordon received a call from the local sheriff. Wayne Pike, and the sheriff told Gordon that three or four of his deputies, all former military, had seen a UFO. The deputies were not the only witnesses to the sighting. Immediately after Gordon gave the report, which included the UFO sightings by his deputies, the switchboard lit up. It was unprecedented listeners' reactions. Gordon checking with Langley Air Force Base to see if there was any aircraft testing in the area. The base spokesman told Gordon there was no testing in the area. On October 17th, 1987, Gordon had arranged for anyone to call the station who had witnessed the Wytheville UFOs. A woman called in about the UFO experience she had. She saw a huge, long, and several blinking lights ship. She said the ship didn't make any noise, and a man called and said that he had seen an egg-shaped UFO. Now, we all know about the egg-shaped UFO. If you watched any of the Disclosure, they retrieved a UFO, picked it up with a helicopter. Another woman called in to relay her experience. She said the UFO she saw was red, green, and white with flashing lights, and that sounds like an airplane, but some of these things do look like airplanes. Mrs. Williams said she had seen several UFOs from her house, which were located in the center of Wytheville. She said they were large objects with several lights around them and a red light in the center. Some of those triangle craft, 3 lights and then like a red light in the center. Another caller said the UFOs they saw were just big symmetrical white lights with they were huge and made no sound. Gordon still believed there was a rational explanation for the UFOs. Could they have been planes refueling? Gordon contacted the Pentagon, and they told them there were no planes and were not allowed to refuel that low. The military was not any help. On October 21st, 1987, Danny Gordon and his friend Roger Hall a commercial pilot, drove to Wythe County for several hours. They watched the skies for anything unusual. There was nothing. They looked like they had wasted a trip. On their way home, Gordon saw a strange object in the sky, a domed, wingless craft heading in their direction. It had various color lights with a strobe light on top. A red ball moved towards the craft and appeared to dock with it. The craft flew up into the sky, and the following night they were hoping for another UFO sighting. Their wait was worth it. They got a picture to prove it. And I looked up some of the pictures from the old newspapers and some of these radio station reporters and the police photos and stuff. Pretty cool pictures. I'll put some up in posts. A press conference was scheduled for the next day. That night, Gordon received a phone call. The caller did not identify themselves except to say he was CIA agent, and the caller told Gordon that the federal government was very interested in what they had seen. Gordon received several more calls warning him to stop investigating the UFOs of Wytheville. After the conference was over, Gordon returned home to find it had been broken into and ransacked. Gordon believes that someone had broken into his house looking for the UFO pictures, but nothing was taken. On December 2nd, 1987, Gordon and his wife and daughter were leaving the mall when they heard a voice. They looked up in a group of 4 lights. Gordon took several pictures and showed that the lights had changed shape. I'll have to look for those. By the end of December 1987, 1,500 UFO reports have been filed by March 19th, 1998. Holy crap, 1,500. That's only a couple hours from here too, so that's pretty cool. In 1988, Gordon was getting ready for a broadcasters conference in Virginia Beach where they had scheduled to talk about the Wytheville UFO situation. Gordon received a phone call from someone who said he was a retired military intelligence officer. He told Gordon to record the phone call if he wanted. He wanted proof that Gordon had been warned to stop publicizing the Wytheville UFOs. Something happened to him. The person went so far to threaten Gordon and his family. Around a month later, 2 men were claimed to be from the newspaper visited Gordon at his home for about 45 minutes of an interview, which was conducted by one man while the other took pictures around Gordon's home. The men left. Gordon contacted the newspaper. The men said that the men said they worked for, and there was no evidence that those men had ever worked for this newspaper. Several weeks later, Gordon was going through UFO pictures and discovered that the negatives of the pictures had been taken at the mall were all gone. After being taken to the hospital for exhaustion, Gordon gave up the search for answers of the Wytheville UFOs, and these are still unexplained events. What the lights over Wytheville, secret military craft, alien spacecrafts, or something else. Whatever it was, someone wanted Gordon's investigation stopped. So Men in Black actually went and messed with him. I did see some other things. I took a few pictures of what I'll put them in posts, but there are newspaper clippings and a few pictures of these UFOs over Wytheville. I had fun going out the other night and just looking and see if I could find anything, because I have experienced weird lights in the sky. 2 years ago, those drones over the Pentagon, over military, the weird drones, we've seen some of those. But I'll be back with more investigations soon. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll tell some more stories soon too. And yeah, thanks guys. Peace out.